Good afternoon, traders and investors. Will back here with another one. Hope you guys had a beautiful long weekend here for Thanksgiving. Now back to you with another Monday update here as the market slightly pulled back here today, but nothing too meaningful. You guys can see that it was a very low volume day here on the markets just as Friday as traders come back from the holidays here. Markets not doing much. So in today's video, we're going to cover one earnings from you guys from a cybersecurity company that I like a lot, ZScaler. Then we're going to get into our technical analysis for our major indexes and also do our major tech names. No portfolio update as of today, guys. Didn't make any trades today. There was just not enough volatility, not enough premium on the table for a lot of the names that I was looking at. So we are going to try to take some positions tomorrow if tomorrow is a red day on some continuation to the downside here. So without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video as well. I do have one video coming up for you guys that I prepared yesterday in terms of is big tech overvalued. So every single tech name that we cover in these videos, I will give you my opinion here if they are at a good buying location, if they're overvalued in relation to this year's earnings and next year's earnings as well. So that's going to be a good video. Going to be dropping that either later tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video right away. So SPY down 0.18%, QQQ pretty much flat here, down 0.09%. It was actually green for a better part of the day, but ending the day red as well. You can see on the one-day relative performance here as your whole broad market here, little bit of rotation going on. Big tech, some of them etching out a little bit of gains, some of them a little bit of losses here, led down by Meta with over 1% to the downside here. But as you can see, guys, no big red, and that's one of the reasons why I did not write any options today here, waiting for a more decent pullback here day here today, guys, with a bit more volume here. Not very many plays for me to go fishing on today. Very consolidated market here today. Not much to the green side and heavy green upside. Not much heavy red to the downside either. Just pretty much mixed. On the one-day relative performance here, you can see that most of our major sectors were down here in the red. Healthcare pulling back obviously the most here, and on the green side here, led by real estate and utilities. Haven't seen that in a while here, but a lot of things red. And on the 1 week relative performance here, guys, you can see that we're still set up fairly nicely with most of the last 3-4 weeks of gains having been priced in already. So guys, before we get into our major indexes here, we're going to cover one company that I like a lot, and they just had earnings in the after hours here. Not that many earnings to go over here, guys. We'll go over this briefly, right? So we're going to do ZScaler today. Tomorrow, we're going to do another one of my very favorite cybersecurity companies in the name of CrowdStrike. You guys remember we did Palo Alto Networks not too long ago as well. So those are pretty much my three favorite here: ZScaler, CrowdStrike, and Palo Alto Networks here. So we're going to do CrowdStrike tomorrow, and we're also going to be covering Intuit, guys, one of your market leaders here in terms of very solid value names in the market here. And then on the rest of the week, you can see earnings pretty much done here, guys. Not that much left that I do want to cover here. On Wednesday, I will be doing a little bit of Salesforce, maybe Snowflake, if you guys want to, and then Dollar Tree as well. I'll be doing Salesforce and Dollar Tree for sure, because I want to take a look at how the dollar store stand here after falling off a cliff here in the past 2 quarters. And then on Thursday, we are going to be covering Ulta Beauty. You guys know that I do like to cover the beauty companies representing some very good value in the markets, in my opinion. So we'll see how Ulta compares to most recently Estee Lauder and Elf earnings that came out as well. And that's pretty much it, guys, for your earnings season, right? So without further ado, let's get right into our earnings for today. We're going to get into ZScaler, guys. So ZScaler down 6.5% in the after hours, down to about the 179 mark. We'll mark that on the chart right here with a beautiful yellow line. And it is a good technical level, guys. I've been waiting for a little pullback on this company. We've just got a very beautiful breakout here. Nice little weekly uptrend going. And now we are looking to retest this area. You can see after hours, we are retesting our previous area of resistance, which is now support. So tomorrow I will be shopping for some short puts on this stock here, preferably in the 175 range, most likely for this Friday here. Would be a very decent pickup here, guys. So ZScaler, to lead it off here, guys, you guys may know, you may not know here, they have reported positive EPS. What happened on the earnings today? They had a very good earnings despite some rising costs here. So you can see EPS was absolutely crushed here. 37% beat on EPS and very decent substantial beat here on revenue as well. Nice little 5% beat. Right? If we come down here, you can see, guys, that in the past few years, this company has been increasing revenues a lot, but has been plagued with the same thing that a lot of your cybersecurity companies have been facing in the past 4 or 5 years. It's just they are not net profitable yet. You can see even on a quarterly basis, they've been a good job of trimming down here the losses here. Your little teal line below here is your net income, right? So net income has been trending towards positive, but still not positive as a whole, guys. But the company is set up very, very, very well, and I will show you that here in a bit. Lots of buys here from your analysts here, and what I do want to show you is the EPS expectation over the next couple of years. Look at this EPS expansion that this company is going to have. We're talking pretty much over 20% gains in EPS foreseeable for the next 4 years, guys. So this company is set up to eventually become profitable here as they increase revenue and drive more of that value into your share price here. So very, very good. You can see increase in revenue is also baked in as likely scenario here for the company, increasing revenue really, really, really fast, over 30% per year, pretty much for the next couple of years, guys. So company is set up beautifully. Now, what did they deliver here on their actual earnings report? Well, you will see it's actually fairly good here. So we'll get right into the actual earnings report here. Not going to go through an article. We'll get right into the actual earnings from the company's website themselves. So look at this revenue beat, guys, right? Revenue up 40% year over year in relation to Q1 of last year. Very, very, very good beat. They beat the guidance as well by a substantial amount here. You can see that as well. Calculated billings is also up 34%. So they're getting more and more customers here and more high value customers as well. Your gross profit margin still stands at above 80%. So now it's just a question of cost control. If they can manage their costs, guys, right, and bring down a bit of their R&D expenses, they'll be set up beautifully to drive more money to the bottom line here. And you can say this is non-GAAP operating profit. So non-GAAP operating profit was positive at 90 million, but unfortunately with your GAAP accounting principles here, they unfortunately were at a slight loss here. So you can see that they are trending towards the right direction here. And now we have also beautiful beat on EPS here. Beat the guidance. This was the guidance here. And you can see year over year, it's up 131% here. Let me blow that a bit more. So very, very good, guys. Look at these numbers here. 120% dollar-based net retention rate for their clients, 90% gross retention rate for their total billables as well. Operating profit, obviously that number comes up again, 113% operating profit year over year growth, and 26% free cash flow margin for trailing 12 months. That is very, very, very good, guys. And here you can see what they're going for here. They're leading growth and profitability beyond 2 billion in ARR. ARR is annual recurring revenue. This is another company that runs a subscription-based model here, and they try to get people in from annual recurring revenue here. So as you can see, they've been doing a very, 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 very good job here of growing their revenue here and growing their free cash flows as well, right? So the rule of 40, what they're trying to do is maintain over 40% revenue growth year over year and 45% free cash flow margins here. And they actually got it this quarter. You can see this quarter is very, very good, coming back almost to the likes, the height of Q4 2022. So very, very, very good performance by ZScaler here. Going to bring you down a couple more metrics here. Large customer momentum here. This is what I'm talking about, the $1 million plus in annual recurring revenue customers here. So you can see that they've grown that a substantial amount here, now up to 468 of those customers. And here you have another high revenue customer base, right? The 100,000 plus in ARR customers here, up again here 22% from your last quarter here. So you can see this beautiful quarter over quarter growth here in terms of their customer base, especially their high paying customer base, guys. So very, very good. Very, very good performance by Zscaler as a whole, guys. You can see over 40% plus Fortune 500 customers and 30% plus Global 2000 customers. So very, very high ticket customers here. That's what you want to see for a company like this, right? And they're improving their operating efficiency. You can see their gross margin still stays pretty much in line with what it was a year ago. So not losing too much there as they continue to expand their revenue and also expand a bit of their cost of the revenue too. Their gross margin is not taking that much of a hit. You can see they're doing a great job of getting their operating margin up. You can see this nice little bump here by about 7% to the upside here. So very, very good, 6% to the upside here. Very, very good boost in operating margin. Here's the kicker, guys. Their free cash flow margin. This is excessively good, guys. This is the number one thing that I wanted to show you. When you look at a company that's not yet profitable, look at how much debt do they actually have. And you can come see it down in TradeView here. Company is set up beautifully, guys. In terms of 2023, right? You can see their debt stands at 1.21 billion here, but they do have a lot of free cash flow and cash equivalents. You can see this year on a quarterly basis, they've been doing a good job of maintaining that steady, right? They have enough cash and they have enough free cash flow to cover their long-term debt. That's exactly what you want to see in a company like this, guys. So very, very good. Very, very good a margin increase here by ZScaler. That's exactly what I want to see. So this is one of the companies, guys, that I do like because it is on the verge of becoming profitable. It's on the right track. It's growing revenue substantially here. And ZScaler representing some decent value, guys. If you take a look at the revenue that they're bringing in, let's say 1.62 billion for the fiscal year ended 2023. That's very good for a market cap of 28 billion. If you take a look at their competition here, CrowdStrike has a market cap of 50 billion and they're bringing in pretty much 2.24 billion, right? So 2.4 billion here. So there's a bit of a CrowdStrike is trading at a bit of an excessive multiple in relation to ZScaler if you put it in terms of like a price to sales ratio, right? And if you take a look at Palo Alto Networks as well, Palo Alto Networks trading at $84 billion and they have about $6.89 billion in revenue here. So you can see, guys, that everything is kind of in line here. Palo Alto has been my favorite pick. The only problem is they're currently at all-time highs. It's really a race between ZScaler and CrowdStrike to play the catch-up game, but I do like these guys in the lower 175 range, especially with the fundamentals of this company improving. They are one of your market leaders. Those three companies, ZScaler, CrowdStrike, and Palo Alto Networks, my three favorite cybersecurity plays for now, and this one representing some pretty decent risk to reward once you come back down into these 170, 160 levels, in my opinion. So that's pretty much it for your cybersecurity earnings for today. We have another one tomorrow in CrowdStrike, so we will see how they compare amongst each other here. So now let's get right into our analysis for your major indexes, and not much has changed, guys. We're still looking at the same thing. 1, 2, 3 legs up from SPY here. We will see if SPY continues to struggle here with your overhead resistance, instead put at between 455 and 460. That's the area we're at right now. And as I've been saying in the last few videos, guys, your 12 EMA on the 4-hour time frame is your guide. They haven't lost it in a significant fashion. So we will see tomorrow. If we have a big red day, guys, we may lose this 12 EMA in a significant fashion. That would be step number 1 for the bears here. And then you have to look out to the daily here, guys. Your daily higher low is set at 448, which is right in line with your 12 EMA. So keep in mind, the bulls do have a decent amount of wiggle room here left, right? Roughly talking about at this point, right before the higher low, roughly about 1.5% here. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow, guys. This green box is the area that I do think if we do start daily consolidation potentially and maybe into weekly consolidation, this is the area where I'm expecting a reaction from your bulls. But as of now, everything's still no red flags until we lose this 12 EMA on the 4 hours. Now QQQ, same concept, 1, 2, 3 legs up. Now struggling here for the past 4 or 5 trading days, pretty much in the same location. Your higher lows are set at 383.70. So the bulls with still a decent little amount of wiggle room here. That's right in line with your 12 EMA as well on the daily chart. And this green box is going to be the area where I do think we most likely pull back into if we somehow get a daily downtrend here, lose your streaks of daily highs and daily lows. You get a weekly pullback as well. This is the area that I'm targeting here. This green box, I'll remind you, 385 down to about 375 is that zone where I do think the bulls will be buying the dips in this case. Still a little bit overbought on the daily time frame here, but your red flag indicator needs to be this 12 EMA on your 4-hour time frame, guys. The bulls not losing it yet, so we're still kind of bull flagging at the top here. Remains to be seen if the bulls can just take this and run with it again here, or if they lose it, give the bears some momentum and start entering the buy zone here for potentially some daily and maybe weekly consolidation as well into the end of the month of November. But as of now, no red flags. Now XLF financials down about 0.34%, but you couldn't tell just looking at the chart, guys. Another green candle here on a red day. Very, very beautiful performance. XLF still on its second leg up here. So if we do start a little bit of consolidation on XLF, that's fine. A lot of room for the bulls. Anything above 33.50, just going to be looking for your daily lower high here. Keep an eye in this area. 35 all the way down to about $34 is the liftoff zone. That's your previous area of consolidation for the markets here. Wouldn't surprise me if the bulls do need to pull back. That is where we do pull back into here. Once again, keep an eye. 12 EMA on your 4-hour time frame. Haven't lost it this entire rally. Now we're trading slightly below it towards the end of the day, so we will see what happens on the rest of the week here, guys. But any pullback is going to be for a long-term dip buying opportunity for your financials bulls. Financials looking very, very healthy, guys. No red flags. XLV pulling back here today, 0.63%. So XLV, after getting a very nice daily uptrend going here, starting a little bit of daily consolidation. That's normal. We were expecting that. 131, 132 was the area of resistance here to look out to. And that's exactly where the bulls are starting to get rejected at right now. So likely area of consolidation. If we do pull down, guys, keep an eye. This is your previous resistance area, right? It should now be support. And you do have your 12 EMA right down here at around 129. So that's going to be the area that I'm going to watch. But XLV now, right, bouncing coming off your 12 EMA on the 4 hour. So we'll see if the bulls can hold this into tomorrow's trading and potentially get us another leg up, or if we are going to consolidate a bit more here and maybe send us more into further weekly consolidation. As of now, guys, no red flags, just one single day of pullback. So keep an eye on these areas. If we do pull back a bit more, as of now, no red flags, still in a beautiful daily uptrend. IWM Russell also consolidating sideways, guys. Very nice consolidation sideways by your small cap stocks here, right? So very, very tight here. When this breaks, it is going to break hard in one direction. I do have a bullish lean because the IWM Russell is lagging behind quite a bit. But there's a problem, guys. If your major sectors here start consolidating to the downside, if SPY and QQQ start extended pullbacks to the downside, this may just break bearish here. It is a very bullish setup as it is now. It's a very nice bull flag as of currently, right? But if your major sectors break down, wouldn't surprise me if IWM Russell follows and just negates your pattern here. So keep a very close eye on that. If the rest of the market just continues to bull flag to the upside here, let's say SPY just continues to bull flag to the upside, then your IWM is going to break up to the upside hard. If it breaks to the downside hard, guys, keep an eye on this level right here. 174.50 is going to be the target for that. Looking very, very good. Still in a nice daily uptrend here. So we'll see if the bulls can protect that. On the weekly, there is a decent amount of room to give back if they choose to give back a little into weekly consolidation as well. But keep an eye, guys. Your 12 EMA on the 4 hour, all of these are exactly the same. So we'll see which way they do break. But IWM set up nicely. If we do start breaking down, however, guys, into the 175 area, I will be looking to write some puts in this area, guys. I think it's a beautiful opportunity to potentially buy this weekly higher low for another move higher into the 180s. All right. So just keep that in mind. IWM is looking good here, guys. The bulls are now in control of your higher time frames. And now lastly, Dow Jones consolidating a little bit today here again. So 1, 2, 3 legs up on the Dow Jones. Bulls may be getting a bit tired. We have overhead resistance here at 35,500, 600-ish. So we'll see if the bulls can continue to get it done, or if we need some pullback, anything above 34,830. It's just going to be for a daily higher low for further continuation to the upside here, guys. Weekly looking very good as well. Tons of space to pull back. If we do pull back here, guys, for the rest of the week maybe and into next week, keep an eye in this area. 35,000 down to 34,300 is going to be the sweet spot where I do expect the bulls to put up some reaction for your weekly higher low for further continuation. Bulls, no red flags whatsoever. And keep an eye on this 12 EMA on the 4 hour. This is the guide across everything and even big tech, guys. So everything looking very good indeed. Now let's move on to big tech. Now Apple finally starting to consolidate here a little bit, guys. 2 days in a row now where Apple is down. Apple slightly down on the day, but they did hit a low of around 188.88 pretty much. This low right here. So Apple with some very nice consolidation, guys, not giving back much. You can see that pretty much in the last 6-7 days of trading, we've been trading roughly in the same range right here. So no red flags whatsoever. We may just come down and tag this 12 EMA here at around 187. If I do see Apple pull back a bit more towards the 185 range, that is where I'm personally more interested to be potentially picking up some options for your next leg up here. So I'll remind you on the weekly, we're just looking for a weekly higher low for the weekly uptrend change. Now, 1, 2, 3 legs down by the bears here. You now have a weekly engulfing move, and we're looking to set the weekly trend change here, guys. So keep an eye on that. If we do come down to the 185 area, I will be writing some puts on Apple in this sweet spot right here. And once again, you can see this 12 EMA on your 4 hour is key. Now, Apple has broken it for the longest period of this entire rally since the end of October, since the low 170s, right? So we will see if the bears continue with this into tomorrow's trading. If they do continue, that would be 4 hour downtrend set. Your daily consolidation will continue, and we will be targeting the 185 to 184 area here as a nice little pocket here. So just keep that in mind. Apple is one of your first names that has broken the 12 EMA in the 4 hour. So we will see if Apple starts leading the rest of the market down, or if the bulls are just able to recover this into tomorrow's trading and negate the bears as if nothing ever happened here. So I like this consolidation on Apple. Need a bit more as it is still slightly overbought in my opinion here, but bulls looking very healthy, guys. No red flags. This is very healthy consolidation. AMD also looking very good, guys. 0.28% to the upside here. Struggling once again. This is now 3 times that they've tried to push into the 122, 123 range, and they kind of getting rejected here at the top. So maybe bulls running out of a little steam here. We will see what the week has in store for us. But AMD, I'm a definite buyer here. You have your higher low set about 118.25. If for ever which reason we lose that and go into more daily consolidation, 115 down to 110 is going to be my sweet spot, guys. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's been a very healthy area here of consolidation in the past. If we do start trending towards there, I will not hesitate to write more options in that area, guys. I'll remind you on the weekly. Weekly has been a downtrend for the longest time. We are now trying to set the weekly breakout and retest for your weekly uptrend reversal here. Still not a weekly uptrend. Need to get that second leg up here to confirm the weekly uptrend. So any move down, guys, is for buying for your longer term time frames. Bulls are in full control of this chart. You can see the monthly uptrend forming here. So if we do get a little bit of a pullback, that's what I'm expecting, guys. Just a little bit of a pullback. AMD looking very healthy. And once again, keep an eye. 12 EMA on the 4 hour. You can see the bears tried it once. They tried it twice, get rejected every single time. They need to set the 4 hour downtrend. That would give us extended daily consolidation. And that's when you can really start getting some juicy premium down in this area. Now let's move on to Amazon. Amazon, beautiful day, guys, cracking 52-week highs again here today, but pulling back into the end of the day. Very healthy move by Amazon. Keep an eye on these 2 lines. If Amazon ever decides to pull back a bit more, you're going to be looking for your daily higher low, guys. Keep an eye on this line right here. 139.70 is your daily higher low. So any pullback above that is just going to be for a new daily higher low for further uptrend continuation to the upside here. Amazon looking very healthy. This area 145 down to 140 is a beautiful area of support. It's your previous 52-week resistance. It's been a nice area of congestion here as well. So I do expect the bulls to put up a fight if we go into that. Weekly also looking very bullish, right? Weekly downtrend was set by the bears here. And now we are just looking to set the weekly uptrend. Amazon now with about 5-6 weeks of trading in the green. So any pullback is going to be an opportunity for buying, in my opinion, before a next leg up. Next leg up, guys, could take us very well into the 160 zone, right? So just keep that in mind. I will be looking to buy some Amazon if we do pull back more towards 140. Looking very good. And once again, your 12 hour, right? Your 4 hour 12 EMA is going to be the guide. Once again, similar to AMD, they tried to lose it a couple times, but bears not able to get any follow through whatsoever. So we will see if Amazon and AMD join Apple in losing the 4 hour 12 EMA right here, or if they just continue to move higher here. So no signs of weakness, only a few names here and there with a bit of signs of weakness, but overall bulls looking very healthy indeed. Now moving on to Google. Google down 0.12% here today. Just some very healthy consolidation here, guys. So 1, 2, 3 moves up by Google. Now consolidating ever so slightly. Anything above 135.42 is just a daily higher low. If you lose that, you lose the daily uptrend, but that is not a big deal at all, guys. Why? Well, because just looking for weekly higher lows here. So very beautiful move off the bottoms here by the bulls, and it's going to set up beautifully for a weekly uptrend reversal here. So you know that Google lost the weekly uptrend when they lost this higher low right here on 129 after earnings. They're now trying to get it back. So we will see, can they V-shape this, or will they have to get a little bit of a pullback with the rest of your market maybe for maybe a week or two, pull back ever so slightly, and then set us up beautifully into the end of the year. If they do set us up for another leg up, guys, we are going right towards our all-time highs around the 150 area. So keep that in mind. Google also joining Apple in losing your 12 EMA on the 4 hour time frame here. They've lost it a few times in the past, but have been able to regain it fairly quickly. Now getting a bit extended towards the downside here. So we'll see if tomorrow's a red day on Google, they'll have lost it in a significant fashion, and Google will be another name that is in daily consolidation and potentially even weekly consolidation, maybe joining Team Apple there. So as I said, a few cracks here and there, guys, but everything's looking very healthy. Longer term time frames, bulls are in full control. So we're just looking for pullbacks for buying opportunities. Now on to Meta. Meta also down about 1% here today, but Meta looking absolutely healthy, very healthy here, guys. Still in control of your 12 EMA on the daily chart here. Any pullback here, guys, looking for a daily higher low, 326.83. Lose that, you lose the daily uptrend, yes, but that's okay. Why? Because we're just looking, similar to everything, to set the weekly higher low for further price expansion, guys. Keep an eye on the 320, 320 all the way down to 315 area on the pullback here, guys. That's going to be the area that the bulls are most likely going to pull back into. This area, I will come around and erase it right now. Your new area is pretty much set, is your previous 52-week highs, right? So this whole area, 320 is going to be your first line of defense. It should hold up fairly well here. That's exactly where I'm expecting the bulls to pull back into. 320 down to 315, 12 EMA here. You do have a nice little channel here of your previous 52-week highs. So that is where I'm expecting the bulls to pull back into to set your weekly high or low for further price expansion here into the end of the year. You can see Meta well on its way to potential new all-time highs, guys. If we get that second burst up here on the weekly, that's exactly where we're going. Next stop is pretty much the high 350. So keep an eye on Meta. Meta looking very good indeed. And once again, you can see Meta losing the 12 EMA on the 4-hour here. So a few cracks are appearing in big tech. You can see they've lost it a few times like the other names, but bulls were always able to get it back. Tomorrow, if they don't get it back, guys, and we get another red day, we may just set a 4-hour downtrend here, which will lead you into further daily consolidation. And if you lose your daily higher lows, guys, that is weekly consolidation. Maybe on a few of our big tech names, maybe that's what we need to bring SPY and QQQ down ever so slightly for maybe 1 to 2 weeks, just so that the weekly charts can gain some further accumulation and then blast to the upside for a beautiful end of the year rally. Now moving on to Microsoft. Microsoft not showing any signs of weakness at all, 0.31% to the upside here. This is literally one gigantic move on Microsoft. Microsoft not even bothering to set daily higher highs and higher lows, just pretty much one clear move up higher for Microsoft. No red flags as of yet, other than the RSI being slightly overbought here. So we will see how the bulls handle that. Any pullback here on the daily, guys, keep an eye on this level right here. 367.50 is going to be your most recent area of support. You have the 12 EMA up at 371. 367, guys, is going to be the area to watch. If you lose 367, well, that will be daily consolidation here and most likely weekly consolidation as well. No problem at all. The bulls have tons of room to give back for a potential other leg up here. So keep an eye on that on Microsoft. No red flags. Here's your 4-hour time frame here, guys. 12 EMA, you can see holding steady. So Microsoft, not one of your names who's lost it so far here. Lost it once, lost it twice, but bulls have always been able to get that back right away. We will see if they join the rest of the big tech names that we've been through, and maybe losing this for potentially the next couple days into maybe the next week of trading could be some very healthy consolidation for Microsoft here, as they have ran a ton since their earnings and weekly is slightly overbought here, but no red flags as of yet. Nvidia up about 1% here today. We were just always looking here, guys, for pretty much the after earnings pretty much bottom out, right? So we were always targeting this area, 469, 475-ish. It's exactly where we've pulled into right now, right? So that was stop number one. We've hit it. Nvidia losing the daily uptrend, right? So Nvidia, our first name to lose your streak of daily higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, now lower lows. Are we going to continue this daily downtrend pattern into potentially the 460 level? We will see, but one thing's for sure, Nvidia looking very healthy on the weekly. Tons of space for the bulls to set your weekly higher low for a potential weekly move higher into the end of the year. Nothing wrong with Nvidia earnings whatsoever. We went over them in the channel. Nvidia is still looking very healthy as a whole, but just requiring some healthy pullback at this point. You can see that Nvidia was one of your first names after earnings to lose the 12 EMA in a significant fashion. Now it is being joined by a few other names that we have covered. So your 12 EMAs on the 4 hours are now being lost by the bulls on a few major tech names. We will see if that will continue to be enough to pull down SPY and QQQ, or if rotation will keep them alive. Right? If there's going to be rotation between our major tech names, maybe Nvidia, Tesla, Apple drop one day, and Amazon, Google, Facebook stay up, right? You can have intra-sector rotation as well, not only between QQQ, XLF, and XLV, right? So we'll see if all of our names drop at the same time, or if only a few just maintain rotation. But as of now, Nvidia is still looking very bullish. Just going to be looking for potential daily bears to eventually bottom out here on the weekly time frame here, guys. I would put my money pretty much on the 460 to 450 area to be as low as the bears can get here, especially if the rest of the market holds up well. So no red flags on Nvidia just yet, just doing some daily consolidation here. And now let's move on to Tesla. Tesla up 0.27% here today, guys. So Tesla still consolidating. This kind of looks like the Russell, right? You pull up Tesla and then you pull up IWM Russell, same chart almost, right? Really been consolidating hard in the past 2 weeks here. But consolidation is good, guys, especially when you're consolidating near the top of a move. It'd be one thing if you pull up here, pull down here, and then consolidate here, right? That wouldn't look as good as this does. So Tesla doing a great job of protecting its moving averages here. All of them together, this green line here is your 200-day EMA, and also the short-term moving averages are there as well. So protecting very, very nicely, guys. Same thing as last video, the lines to watch. 227 to the downside, lose that and you lose your daily uptrend, and then 246 to the upside, guys. Gain that and you just gain your daily uptrend back, and then it's pretty much on to leg number 2 for the bulls on the weekly. So far, so good, guys. If we do drop on Tesla, keep in mind I will be looking to write puts. Not enough volatility for me today, guys. I want to try to get the 220s down to 215s. That would maybe need like a little spike in a 227. If we get there, I am looking to play Tesla in this whole range, guys. 220 down to 215. Just need to see some better premium on it, guys, in my sweet spot. Looking like a decent area to buy though, but keep in mind, guys, the Q4 delivery numbers should not be that strong. The guidance wasn't very good for them, so January 1st may not be that great of a quarter in terms of deliveries for Tesla here. So Tesla still going through the washing machine here with higher interest rates and having to lower the prices on their cars, which is reducing your gross margin. So keep an eye, those two lines, 227, 246 to the upside. Whichever way this breaks is going to be daily consolidation to the downside or daily price expansion into my 250 level. If we do start expanding into 250, going to look very healthy eventually for a weekly pullback and weekly uptrend reversal here. Tesla, no real red flags on the long term, guys. We're still just looking to set the monthly higher low, which I'm pretty sure the low was set in October. I don't really see us going much lower than that. And now lastly, Palantir. Palantir and PayPal. Palantir pulling back again here, 0.63% to the downside. You can see that they opened the morning, guys, only 15 minutes. They barely stayed in here, guys. If you bring it down to the 5-minute chart, look, came right down to the 1860s and then got rejected by the bulls very, very hard. So it just goes to show you there is some buying pressure. This is the exact location that I was talking about last week, guys. This whole area here, 1850 down to about $18 is going to be an area where the bulls are going to look to pick, guys. It's previous 52-week highs. It's been previous resistance and support in the past. So don't be surprised if price reacts from here, right? Palantir losing your set of daily higher highs and higher lows. They lost the 1927 here, and now potentially bears in control, maybe looking to set the daily downtrend. But that is fine. No red flags as of yet. Why? The weekly with tons of space to give, right? So keep an eye on this area, guys. If we continue pulling back on the daily and set the daily downtrend and the rest of the market pulls back for about a week or two, well, I will be targeting the 1753, $18 down to about 17 is going to be that pocket that I'm going to be looking into to potentially target for some short put options. So then we can ride Palantir into the end of the year and maybe even Q1, Q2 next year. We'll see how long we hold that trade. No red flags for Palantir as of yet. The monthly uptrend is pretty much set as long as they can close the month fairly decently. Don't want to see them give back too much here, right? As I said, 17 is basically the last line in the sand stop for the bulls here to hold up a fairly decent month here, right? And start to get some price expansion here into the month of December as well. So no red flags on Palantir, healthy consolidation in my opinion. And now lastly, PayPal, guys. PayPal up 1.13%, but not doing much. You can see PayPal kind of stuck here in the last 6-7 trading days as well. So still just looking to maintain this series of daily higher highs and higher lows. Keep an eye on this level here, guys. This is pretty much your daily higher low at this point, 55.32. Lose that, you lose the daily uptrend. You'll set the daily downtrend here, and your weekly consolidation will be underway. PayPal, not with that big of a move, guys, to set up maybe for a weekly trend change. Maybe we can get something like here. We just consolidate sideways for a couple weeks, then get that weekly trend change here. I really would have liked to see them pull up a bit higher, though, into maybe the $60, $61 area before giving us this consolidation. But PayPal just not able to get it done here, guys. So you can see going to be looking for that level to the downside. Lose this and you lose the daily uptrend pretty much at this point, guys. And then to the upside, obviously 58.55, you need to take that out to just maintain the daily uptrend here and continue this weekly push going. But PayPal looking very, very good, guys. Nothing bad to say about the company. I've liked their earnings reports. I like their valuation. It's just a recovery story that's taking longer than expected. So that's pretty much everything I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, consider dropping a like on the video. It really helps me out for the algorithm. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new as well. And as always, if you have any question, guys, stocks, options, macro, leave them down below in the comments and it'll be my pleasure to answer you as soon as possible here, guys. And just remember, we are looking for some consolidation. The bulls are in full control of everything right now. Everything is on the bears to prove that they want to get some downside momentum, and that will only come, as I've said, watch your 4-hour time frames, your 12 EMAs, guys. They are going to be absolutely crucial. And if we do start pulling back hard for a couple days, right, or even a week or two, just remember, it's nothing big, just weekly consolidation, looking for the weekly higher low for further price expansion, aka it's going to be a buying opportunity. So keep that in mind. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow after the close, and peace.